On this episode of Reidus and Cletus,
my new daily driver,
the Big Six.
a 66 Ford that we drive all the way to Dearborn, Michigan to see the Henry Ford Museum.
And back.
So this is going to be my new daily driver, and what it is a 1966 Ford Custom. This thing is super cool. Basically, it's got a straight six, it's got the 300 cubic inch that's been swapped into it, it's a four-door, it's the model below the Galaxy, so it's got the door posts, and it's pretty basic actually. It's got front and back bench seats, it's an automatic, it's actually a really nice car. And Clayton's never seen it before. We're out in Peterborough today, and it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so we're gonna drive this thing an hour and a half all the way back to Toronto. So you've never seen this car before?
Not once.
Not once, I've
seen photos of it.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Are you excited?
Terribly.
You're terribly excited?
It's gonna be cool.
It is gonna be cool, so this is gonna be my new daily driver.
Where is it?
It's over the corner here.
Ooh. Oh, I see it!
Yeah.
Ah!
These are just dirty, I think.
Oh yeah. This is great, dude.
Yeah.
I like this little tiki bomb here.
I'm keeping that.
These seats are great. This is sweet, man.
Right.
There's so much blue going on in here.
I actually don't know how to open that. Do you know? Oh! Maybe he's a Ford guy after all.
Two-hand approach.
Wow.
That's a lot of six.
One barrel!
He's so little.
Isn't it funny? It's like that.
Do you hear that? There's an echo. Let me show you the scariest part in this car. This is a single pot master cylinder. So there's no reserve reservoir. Essentially, if this thing springs a leak, or if it runs out of fluid, you have no brakes at all.
It's the handbrake.
Does it work?
Yes.
Oh wow, we're safe. So all we have to do is drive this thing 2 hours home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. A bad thing might happen.
Did you bring jumper cables?
I bet Matt has some.
Do you have any jumper cables?
Never mind.
It's so good.
It's fairly quiet.
We have seatbelts.
That says drive. That's how good the brakes are. I thought those were on.
On the road.
Installed. Okay, let's adjust the idle.
Is it a little low?
A little. We thought it was running really smooth, eh?
It was. Well, it was. I thought it was really quiet. It just wasn't running.
I know.
So explain to us what just happened there, bud.
Oh, I put it in gear, and it, the power from the torque converter stalled it because the idle was way too low.
My job is to hang out here with my foot on the gas just a little bit to keep it from dying. It's idling too low. We're not sure if the fuel pump's not working like it should, or if the idle's just set too low. So Alex is in there tuning the car.
Okay, so basically just what happened was, as soon as you'd put it into any gear, the torque from the transmission would make it idle too low and it would stall. So I think what the problem is probably just the idle screw was a little bit turned out too far. It might be some other issues too, which we can find out later. It's also got a little bit of a misfire, which is probably due to the fact that it's been sitting for a while. So it could probably definitely use a tune-up, but I think we got it fixed. We turned the idle screw a lot. I turned it 2 or 3 total turns, and now it idles nice, and when you put it into a gear, it doesn't stall. So should be better now.
I think if you floor it, it'll probably clean out a lot of the crap that's in it, and it might run better.
Hey, I'm down with flooring it.
All right.
we go.
See how far we get.
Off to a good start.
Running good. Where's our first destination?
First destination would be the very important
lunch.
Yes. I think that was all our problem was. How's the handling?
It's great.
That's like a cloud.
Your little teapot.
On the local teapot.
So what's your fuel mileage guess?
I'm hoping it gets 15. Otherwise, I'm going to be pretty disappointed in the whole damn thing.
The rest of the drive was pretty uneventful until we got to the city. Then the car started to get hot and our misfire got worse.
What's happening is we're having a bit of a misfire in our perfectly tuned straight six that we just rescued from sitting outside for 4 months, and now we're in downtown Toronto traffic and it's starting to It's freaking hot in here. I'm gonna turn on the...
Does the blower motor work?
Yeah.
I think so.
Ah!
Where'd it come from?
The defrost.
It blows oregano. I just pulled this from the fence.
Oh, this is not a bug. So the Big Six was pretty filthy, but we were almost home, and then we could assess what it would need to be a reliable daily. Well, there we go, bud. Made it all the way home.
Uneventful trip. It ran smooth. It did good.
It did okay. It's got a little bit of a misfire. It still likes to stall a little bit when you pull up to a light or something, and it's still got the drag on the torque converter. So obviously this car needs a little bit of work. We're probably going to get it washed pretty soon, so it stops looking like it's sat outside for years and years.
It's gonna look like a brand new car after a power wash. I can't wait to see it.
I mean, either. So pretty good. That was fun. That was the first time we've ever done that. Is gone to a place and driven a car home.
Maiden voyage complete.
I love it. Big Six was pretty good, but since it had been sitting for months, it needed a few maintenance items. I actually bought this car to replace my 1977 GMC Suburban that we drove across Canada in episode 3. So once I had the car home, the Burb was sold to a group of friendly mechanics.
Alex washed the car like I said and it looked brand new. Then we had our trusty buddy Nick Vance come by to help us tune the engine. Nick Vance was also the evil genius to help me bring back my Corvette from Detroit.
Here we see the Nick Vance in his natural habitat, sparking gap plugs. Yeah.
What's going on today, Nick?
Well, we're doing a tune-up on Alex's latest acquisition here.
I like
It'll
it.
be a good daily, that's for certain, once it's running a little better, and hopefully we can remedy some of those problems today.
Yeah, it's got a pretty bad misfire, eh? Mm-hmm. Nick and I looked over the car, found out it had a lot of new parts, and tuned it to run as good as it could, but it still misfired, so I guess it was time for some new spark plugs as well. Hello? Come in. Unfortunately, I don't think that worked. I got 6 new spark plugs, I got new plug wires, I got a new cap, I got a new rotor. Everything seems brand new and it still wants to misfire at low RPM, and it dies whenever we come up to a light in gear. So I guess the next thing is either I take my carburetor apart and see if my float bowl levels are low, or I just accept the fact that the fuel pump on this thing is kind of junk. Bummer.
Eventually we figured out the real problem was the points in the distributor weren't gapped far enough apart, so we weren't getting enough spark. Additionally, the coolant level in the radiator was low, so the engine was getting hot and making it stall. Once we fixed those things, the car ran perfectly.
So, the next project to tackle in the Ford is this. It's got no horn button, and I bought it like that, and I actually got the price down because it was missing it, because I didn't actually realize how kind of tough it would be to find the parts. But luckily, I found this on eBay, which is a correct 1966 Ford, Galaxy, or custom horn button. It's in really good shape actually. So that fits on there like that. And if I get it to work, yeah, you can see it even works. There we go. Works. Sort of. Might need to have that contact bent. But it does work. Might need a little bit of troubleshooting, but I've got a horn now. So, as is customary here on Reidus and Cletus, nothing can be done perfectly on time, and nothing can be done not before the absolute last minute. This car needs tires. These tires are from 2003 and they are destroyed. But I want to paint these wheels white, and I don't see a point in having them put brand new tires on it and then me getting overspray on everything. So I'm gonna paint them at 9:30 p.m. the night before they have to go in at 7:30 in the morning. So I prep the wheels for paint by sanding them down, then washing and drying them. So there we go, that's pretty good. And although it may not look like much now, once we get the real tires put on it, this is gonna look perfect. So all this overspray that I did doesn't even matter. Let's do 3 other wheels.
Now that the car was fixed up and running well, we decided to take it on a trip to the Henry Ford Museum near Detroit. And conveniently, this car would need a safety to be totally legal. And remember those guys that bought the Suburban from us? Well, it turns out they have a shop on the way to Detroit and we're gonna totally hook us up. Before the trip though, this thing needed a vacuum bad.
What are we doing, Clayton?
Doing what we should have done like a day after you bought this car, which is actually vacuuming the thing out. There's still like years of farmyard detritus in there. But nothing a shop vac can't fix the night before we leave.
I think the best thing to do is like we'll get all the vacuum in those vents that open up, and then when we open up the vents again, like we did before, it won't spray poo all over us.
I remember that.
Yeah.
More of that poo for a while.
So buddy, you ready to go on a big road trip?
Let's go do it.
We haven't gone on one in a while.
We haven't. So we're gonna hit the road in the 66 Ford, the Big 6,
That's Big 6.
at Alex's favorite time of the day, 7 a.m.
Basically, we have to be at the place that we're going to before noon because the guy that's going to perform the safety on Big 6 is leaving at noon for a wedding.
So we can't be late.
And then we're going to take the coast all the way down to Detroit.
Detroit.
Where, what are we doing?
So in Detroit, we don't have anywhere to stay, but we do have a friend that owns a bar. So we're gonna drive to the bar, and then we're gonna drink until last call and probably sleep on the patio.
I thought we did have a place to stay.
Well, he owns a hotel.
Okay.
We don't have a house to stay.
Oh, no house, no.
Yeah,
But we have,
a hotel.
okay.
We
Is
have
that
a hotel.
is that set up yet? We have a room, right?
No, we haven't booked anything.
Oh, what the
It's like an adventure.
We can't park this thing on the street. It'll get all its wheels taken off it. It's Detroit.
It'll be fine. Well, we have to go get some sleep.
Yeah, we do. I'm really tired.
We'll catch you right back here at 7 a.m.
Okay, so it's 7 a.m. or so,
Bright and early.
and we're gonna go to that place we're going.
Godrich.
Godrich, that's
Godrich.
right. 45 miles an hour.
Have we reached terminal velocity?
Whoa!
Big 6 was running great. We had full confidence in this thing passing the inspection once we met up with our friends in Godrich, Ontario.
in Goderich, Ontario, where the guys that bought my Suburban are going to safety our new Ford. Hey, there's the Suburban!
Where?
Right there!
Does it look good?
It does look good. Remember this thing? It was our home for 35 hours back in March when I moved to Toronto from Calgary, and we drove it across Canada. The guys here at Goderich Power bought it off me when I bought the Ford, and they're loving it. This is basically their shop truck.
Memories?
Yeah, man. Mostly good, but they've fixed the parts that were really bad on it, so.
Do you remember the last time I saw this thing and I pushed the clutch in and it sang its freedom song? Listen.
He's pushing the clutch in, folks. Wow.
Silent operation. They did a really good job with this thing. They said they ran it through their one-day car restoration process. It's pretty sweet.
Their one-day car restoration process is better than our one-year car restoration progress.
It's really depressing. Glad to see it's in good hands.
We're in Goderich, Ontario. I'm eating McDonald's on the hood of my old truck. It's kind of good to see it, but I'm also glad that I don't own it anymore because the replacement is in the garage right there, getting a safety done on it. So the guys here at Goderich Power Center are hooking us up. They bought the Suburban and they are now becoming good pals of ours. Their shop is super cool, and hopefully the Ford passes the inspection with flying colors. It's a good car. We drove it all the way here, and then we'll be off to Detroit to go to the Ford Museum. And
there we will donate our car because it is a relic.
True. Well, the brake lines are apparently.
And then they lent us their golf cart to drive around their property while we waited for the inspection to be done. And it was magical.
This is how I learned to drive, by the way. I used to go golfing with my dad. I want to go over the jump.
Oh dear, it's really bumpy right before it. It's really bumpy. Don't break their broken golf cart.
The shop here in Goderich was amazing. They've been here for a number of years and their shop was filled with cool projects and memorabilia. Hello, baby. So, it passed!
You did it!
This is the best car we own, honestly. It's so nice.
It's pretty clean. The guys here at Goderich Power totally hooked us up.
Yeah, they were great, and basically, now we're ready to go. We can go all the way to Detroit, no problem, totally legal.
And we got to ride around their golf cart, look at all the cool stuff they have around the back.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. Definitely a cool shop. We'll be back for sure.
Absolutely. I think we should take our other cars and get safetied here.
If they make it.
All right, buddy. You want to drive? You want me to drive?
I'll hit the road.
Let's go.
Next stop, Detroit.
With the safety completed on the Big 6, it was time to drive down south to Detroit. This is where we were going to meet up with our old friend Carl to cruise the famous Woodward Avenue and then hit up the Henry Ford Museum.
Hi there, how you doing? I'm great. Southfield, Michigan. This is my car. Thank you very much, sir. Have a wonderful day.
I got these. Yes.
She's old. Have a great day, sir. 66.
We made it, dude.
We're in the USA.
Reidus and Cletus goes to America. Land of the free, home of this Ford for the next day. So all we gotta do now is drive a little while into Southfield, Michigan.
Sweet.
We have with Carl, and then we're gonna cruise Woodward tonight.
Woo!
And then we're off to Dooley's.
Let's go cruising.
Cruising and dueling. We kind of made it, ish.
That's right, we're at Carl Wood's house in Southfield, Michigan.
which is the scene of the crime. This is where you might remember in episode 1 where I retrieved my Corvette from way back.
That's right, but Carl's actually not here right now, so we're supposed to meet up with him and we're gonna go cruise Woodward Ave, and he's not here, so... Oh!
That's not him. Oh, that's him!
Is that him?
That's him!
I just found out you can buy exhaust hangers in stores.
Like Walmart?
Yeah, I'm pretty stupid in this
Hi,
thing.
Carl!
Hello. Again.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you, homie.
Likewise.
I like the sideburns.
Yeah.
We both got them.
Yeah, see?
Wait, side-by-side comparison. Turn your head sideways.
Side-by-sideburn comparison.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Come check out our whip.
Nice.
It's got bench seats.
Oh, fancy.
Après-vous.
Nice, nice, nice. Very blue, very Ford.
Want to see the engine?
Yes, please. What else is there under this?
This is the biggest.
Guess what kind of
surprise.
engine it has?
Guess what kind of engine it has.
Is it a 6-cylinder?
Guess. Guess what it is.
It's not 289, is it?
Nope.
Oh, it's a 160?
No, man. This is the full-blown 300 cubic inch straight six.
Can we convert that to liters now?
5.
4.9.
That's huge.
It's huge.
Is there a place where you go just for like some snacks, like a hot dog or something that's on Woodward? Can we eat and watch cars go by?
Yes, we can, but it's going to be sliders, not hot dogs.
Oh, wow. I like
sliders.
sliders. Sliders is like a
Just
little
left.
burger. This is the perfect getting hamburgers car.
It is.
Yep. Mind the curb and...
So, we are here on the side of the road near Woodward Avenue.
Yeah, we're cruising Woodward. It is a Friday night. We've seen some cool cars, and we're at this awesome burger place getting some sliders. It was really good.
Yummy.
Classic American kind of diner. I really liked it.
So we're gonna go cruise Woodward, see what we can find, and in the morning, Henry Ford Museum.
On the sidewalls! After cruising with Carl for a while, seeing a few cool cars on the famous Woodward Ave, we met up with some friends at Dooley's Bar, where we finished our night in spectacular fashion. Man, this is gonna be a good night. Unfortunately, none of the internet's gonna see this part, but
Censored.
see you in the morning.
And what a night.
Oh, what a lady.
Oh, what a night! Good morning, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on today?
Today we're going to an O'Reilly Auto Parts because the transmission in Big 6 is low on fluid.
And what does that mean it's doing?
That means that it's popping out of gear sometimes and also not going into gear when we're, you know, driving it. Which is bad when you want to merge or something, so I've never
Did you
been
see
to
the
an
O'Reilly?
Yeah,
It's over there, it's by the highway.
What? It's right here. You think? It says O'Reilly Auto Parts right here.
Maybe that's a trap to fool you.
I think it's a trap to fool silly Americans.
Well,
Like you.
that's me.
You've added a velocity stack to the transmission fluid
The one
fill.
thing.
Okay, that should be good. Let's see if she jumps. Yeah!
Do we have reverse?
Yeah, it goes into gear way easier.
Who knew that fluid was integral to the operation of your automatic transmission?
Manual, yes. Automatic, I don't know.
This is an owner's manual transmission. We made it!
We're here at the Ford Museum. The Henry Ford Museum is a truly amazing place. It's not just full of Fords. It has early steam engines, airplanes, architecture, furniture, signs, you name it. The highlights for us were definitely the Rosa Parks bus, a Bugatti Royale, and this amazing articulated engine named the Big Boy, of which only 4 exist in the world today. And it was massive.
We spent a long time in the museum, but eventually it was time to take our Ford back home, having proven its worthiness as the perfect daily. Henry Ford would have been proud.
We're on a tunnel.
Are we driving underwater?
We are. Look at the map. We're doing the Windsor Tunnel.
Oh, I am seeing kilometers per hour. We are going to be back in Canada very soon.
Uh-oh.
wipers in this thing are okay, and that's about it.
I think it's getting worse.
I'm gonna Google where the next stop is.
Why don't you do that?
So basically what happened is it started raining, and we have working wipers in this thing, but we don't have working wiper blades. So I'm gonna try something crazy that I just thought of because I don't have any other options, is that I'm gonna use duct tape to make a pseudo wiper blade, because the stuff that's on there is just basically felt, and it's all bumpy on the surface. So if I can try and even out the surface, maybe it'll try and actually sweep away some of the water. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if it does, who cares?
What if we just go to the parts store down the street and buy some wipers?
Yeah, all the parts stores in Tilbury, Ontario. Why don't you look those up while I'm fixing this? Because you're eating chicken strips?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yum.
I gotta say, that's better than they were.
It looks the exact same.
You look the exact same too.
It makes a lot of sense.
Well, good. You'll probably look the same when I put duct tape over you too.
After Alex suitably MacGyvered the wipers, the kindest thing I can say is that, well, it didn't make the wipers any worse, but it was good enough to get us all the way back home to Toronto.
Ford is good. Big 6. It's a big win.
Big 6, big win.
We made it!
We're here.
That's right.
Back at the garage.
We made it all the way back to the Reidus and Cletus garage with no issues with the Ford whatsoever.
It's a great vehicle.
I am totally in love with this thing. I'm so ready to drive it every day.
Honestly, the Ford is a great highway cruiser. This thing is, I'm glad it's staying in our little fleet here. It's going to be a great car.
Yeah, even for only being a 3-speed automatic with 3.0 rear gears, it really doesn't scream on the highway. Exhaust is good, seats are comfy, radio's good. This thing rocks.
And it's never getting a V8.
That's right, it's never getting a V8. That's a word from Reidus.
Well, I think that was pretty much the ultimate shakedown run for your new daily driver.
I think so. How long was our trip? Do you know?
I think it was about 700 miles or so, something like that.
Pretty wild. That's about, what, 900 kilometers? 1,000 kilometers?
It's 1,200 kilometers.
That's nuts for a shakedown run, and this thing did it perfectly. So, we'll see you next time on Reidus and Cletus. When we play with this program!
Shake down,